Hey guys, what is up? It is Austin here, bringing you guys another video. Today, I am finally bringing you my first impression slash review of the Black Ops 7 multiplayer. The game's been out for over a week now. I'm like over Prestige 2, peaking towards Prestige 3. A bunch of my friends have already even made it to Prestige 3, some of you to Prestige 4. But I wanted to give my first impressions, kind of like a review. The game's been out for about a week. I'm going to do one of these videos for multiplayer and then one of these videos for zombies. So today we're focusing solely on the multiplayer side of things and what I think about it. And this game, it's so weird and interesting, right? Because there's so much in it that I really like, but I still feel like the overall quality of the product is not that great. So let me start from the top with this. The first question I have about every COD game, the first question I always answer every year is it worth the $70 that we're paying for, right? Because I had this question, with Modern Warfare 3, because that's when we really started to get nothing but, DLCs. And I feel like the past couple Call of Duties weren't really worth the $70, right? I think Modern Warfare 2019 was the closest one to that, even though I hate that game. At least like it ran properly for the most part, but even then I wouldn't say it's really worth $70. There was like no content in the game on launch. So, the launch content is important to me. I know these games are like, backloaded with content a lot of the time. But, to me, when you release a game for $70 on launch day, that's what I'm going to judge. DLC is just, icing on the cake. That should not be the game, The majority of the game should not be DLC. So I'm judging it for the launch product. And, DLC is nice and all, it's fun, but it's just the cherry on top. It's not the, the main cake. So, the game itself, Black Ops 7. I'm not going to talk about zombies. I will say campaign is a fucking joke. I don't know what they were thinking with that. The campaign's terrible, but is the game worth $70? No, it is not. It is not worth $70. If you're gonna, if you're kind of budgeting right now, and you're like me, you're like a mid-20s gamer and you're budgeting for a lot of things in life, don't get this for $70 right away, unless you have the extra money to spend. I bought it just because I had a little bit of extra money, and, I'm a YouTuber, so I feel like I want to, post day one COD content, and, record early for COD, but I paid $70 for it. Not worth it. It is really not worth it. I advise you, if you're thinking about buying the game, to wait till it goes on sale. Now, why do I say it's not worth the $70? Well, like I said, the campaign, if you're a campaign player, the campaign is terrible. It's an unfinished mess. And the multiplayer, while it has a lot of content, it is not polished and it is a mess right now. So, I mean, there's literally guns like this new sniper kill streak, which I know this isn't a bug. This is intended for the game, but it still blows my mind. I brought it up in the beta and I thought for sure they were going to change it in the full launch of the game, but there's literally a sniper where you can sit in the back of the map and it just wall bangs everybody throughout the map. Some surfaces, like, you can't shoot through if it's like extremely layered, but for the majority of the time you can shoot through like 2 layers. Like, I was shooting through these huge stone rocks and shit with it. Like, it was crazy. It might be in the, part of this gameplay at the end, but it blows my fucking mind. But the game's not polished. A lot of the hit detection isn't really there. There's some issues with weapon prestiging. There's all these issues on other consoles. And I know every time I bring up bugs, people say like, well, they can update the game and, fix the bugs. The problem is with Call of Duty, every time they update the game, they add more bugs. I said it all throughout Black Ops 6 last year, but every time they push through a hotfix to fix something, it literally ruined the majority of the game. Like, it ruined a bunch of other stuff that you thought, couldn't be fucking ruined. So there's that. There's a lot of missing game modes from last year's COD that, this is clearly just a port of Black Ops 6 with a fresh coat of paint on it. The multiplayer, it does play a little bit differently, but it's so clearly just the same engine and the same system. So I really don't excuse them for leaving out a bunch of stuff just to drip feed it to us later on. So there is plenty of, hit detection should be way better than what it should be. I think the lack of score streaks is a little interesting because there were some that were in the game in Black Ops 6 that aren't in the game in Black Ops 7. Again, I know you want to drip feed us content. There's 21 score streaks, but I feel like at this point we should be getting up to 30. There's an extreme lack of guns in the multiplayer. And I know I sound like I'm bitching, but I'm trying to get all the negatives out of the way first so I can focus on the positives, right? But, there's a lack of the weapons. There's, not that many guns in the game. And again, I know they're going to drip feed it to us for free later on down the line, but I hate drip feeding content. Give us what's ready. We're paying for a $70 game. The least you could do is have a bunch of the content front loaded and still give us DLC down the line. But, this game was hyped up, because Black Ops 6 was supposed to be the first 4-year COD dev cycle. So we thought we were getting peak with that game. And then when that game flopped, all the YouTubers and, paid Activision people were saying like, oh, well, actually, Black Ops 7 is the real full cycle game. I can't fucking tell. I really can't tell, And my biggest issue with the multiplayer, and I know this is not a popular take, but I'm just going to be completely honest about it. I hate the wall jumping, man. I hate the movement. So Omni movement in Black Ops 6, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I respected them for doing a change to make the game feel a little bit different from the other Call of Duties. You know, I appreciate them trying to spice things up a little bit, but I think the wall jumping's just gone too far. You didn't know how many gunfights I get into where I think I have perfect positioning, I have first shots, and I think I have pretty good accuracy, and then they just kick off of 3 different walls and then slide around the corner, and I can't even track them. Like, I'm not even saying that they're bad players. They know the movement better than I do. I'm just saying I think that's fucking ridiculous for a Call of Duty game, you know? I'm fine with having fast-paced Call of Duty. I like fast-paced Call of Duty. But when I'm reading the plays properly and I'm tracking people that are about to go around a corner, I know exactly where they're going to be. I'm going to have first shots and everything. And I got to account for them now kicking off of multiple walls and slide jumping around corners. That shit's annoying. I've never been a fan of sliding. I've said this for years. I don't really like sliding in Call of Duty multiplayer. I was fine with it in Black Ops 3 because it wasn't like a super big crutch, and if you slid, you actually became a little bit more vulnerable. So I wish that was how it was now, and it's not. But I said all this, let me get to the positives, right? I like the no skill-based matchmaking. I know that is a huge hot topic, and let me just say, I got a whole other video for this coming out, but these big-ass YouTubers who are going around just saying, nah, skill-based matchmaking is still in the game, skill-based matchmaking is still in the game, I'm getting shit on in multiplayer, people are dropping crazy kills, there's people at really high kill levels. Let me explain to you that it depends first what playlist you're playing. If you play Nuketown 24/7, obviously you're gonna run into some fucking sweats. It's Nuketown 24/7. But dude, I mean, I was really solo queuing Domination and Hardpoint yesterday on stream for 2 hours straight, and I was literally averaging 45 kills a fucking game. And it's not because I'm great at the game, it's because I was playing against fucking divorced dads who had nothing better to do on their, you know, fucking Thursday afternoon. And I'm not roasting them, I'm just saying I played COD for way longer, so I was just shitting on them. And it felt great. It felt like classic Call of Duty. This game did not sell as well as the previous CODs. The casual player base is not here in this game. It is mostly people that have played COD for years and have been waiting for these features to return. You know, I like that Ninja's a perk again. The footsteps sound good. The radar's normal. It's not one of those fucking Infinity Ward radars. I love the weapon prestige camos. The weapon prestige camo is amazing. Weapon prestiging's back. The camos in general are awesome. There's so much to grind for, so much to build towards. But man, the UI is just disgusting looking. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. It's just everything that, like the feel of the game, it just feels like one of these modern, unfinished CODs, and it shows in, you know, some of the hit detection. It shows in the lack of variety in some of the weapons, and it shows in so much. And it's just, it's annoying because the way I see it, this is a good bad game. Like the game overall is bad, not worth $70. Now this game is priced like $35. I would be way more higher on it. I think a lot of other people would be too. But to those people that are running around saying skill-based matchmaking is still rampant in this game, don't listen to them. They're literally just trying to engagement farm and rage bait. Skill-based matchmaking is not in the game. There's a playlist where you can play SBMM, but nobody fucking plays it. But like if you just queue up random like core domination, core hardpoint, occasionally you will get games with sweats, like yes that happens, but you also get games with, you know, people that don't know how to move the sticks. I was literally playing against somebody yesterday and they were struggling to shoot their gun. They were just walking back and forth, and they were a real player. They had their mic on, they had no idea what they were doing, and it was on stream. It was fucking hilarious. But you know, you see all these YouTubers just running around that don't play the game, scream about how SBMM's still in the game because they got shit on in Nuketown 24/7 or because they got a sweaty lobby. Like, that's how Call of Duty matchmaking used to work back in the day. Sometimes you would get a really chill lobby and really fun lobby, and you could just shit on people that are like level 1, level 2, level 10, you know, whatever. Other times, you get put in lobbies where there's 6 stacks, you know? It all depends on the playlist in the game that you want to play, and people are just totally forgetting that so they can rage bait and engagement farm. It drives me crazy, but overall, I'm having fun on the game. I said a lot of negative things, but I do want to say I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the game, clearly. I'm over Prestige 2. I put a lot of time into the multiplayer. It's a lot of fun with the friends. S&D is a bunch of fun. There's a lot of gameplay issues, you know, with some of the, you know, field upgrades being super overpowered and shit, but I'm still liking the game. I would give the multiplayer, like, probably like a 5 out of 10 on just a unbiased level because there's so much that is wrong with it. But at the same time, on the stuff that I like on a personal enjoyment level, like it's at like an 8 out of 10. So I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the Black Ops 7 multiplayer down in the comment section below. Let me know if you played it. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Help me on that road to 2,100 subscribers, maybe 2,200 by the time this video comes out. Who knows? But I appreciate all of you stopping by, and be on the lookout for the zombies portion of this video. The zombies is going to have way more to say in it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. This is Austin, and I'm out. Peace, guys.